Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, the 18th of May. Olin Jennings here, your Divorce Empowerment Coach and Spiritual Guide, coming in with the energies of the week for this week. A little bit later than normal due to a busy morning. Hope that you're all well. How are you feeling? Let me know. I know that I've been quite tired, kind of headachy. Also had really sore eyes and a rash around my eyes as well. And apparently, there's a lot of us feeling a little bit like that, tired and maybe a bit like spiritual flu, that type of thing, because there's been a lot going on energetically. And if we're sensitive to the energies, then we're going to feel them, even in our bodies. So I hope that you're okay. So this week, I mean, we've had just had a lovely new moon in Taurus, as you know, on Saturday. And between then and I think it's the end of May, the 31st, when there's a full moon in Sagittarius, this is kind of being viewed as a window for us to get our act together. I'm not saying you have to have everything sorted in those 2 weeks, but it's a great window of opportunity actually for working on what it is you do want in your life. And if mentioned to you last week, knowing what we want can be hard, but if you can try and work on that, and taking those steps to bring to make your wishes or your intentions or your dreams come true. So taking those aligned action steps, very important. And that could just be on one thing, one area of your life, one little bit of your life. It doesn't have to be life changing, although sometimes when we change one thing, it has a ripple effect everywhere else. This week's kind of going to help you with all of that. There's a lot of activity in the skies this week in terms of planetary activity. So, first of all, Mercury's meeting Uranus, and this opens up. So Mercury rules our minds, our physical minds, and then Uranus is more about the higher mind. So it's about our both minds meeting and therefore getting greater clarity. It's going to help us see, I think this is happening today, so it's going to help us see beyond our limited human mind, okay? Help us to see things differently. You might find that during the week, odd little flashes of inspiration come in, and I really believe that you're being guided there. So what would be good this week, because there's lots of other things going on as well, is if you get clear on what you also need guidance on. So it may well be that you have this idea of what you want to achieve, but you're not quite sure how to go about it. This is just an example. So you might sort of ask your higher mind, how for guidance on that as well. Okay, so that would really help you. And then Mars is moving into Taurus, so this is all about building on your long-term vision. It's also about standing up for your values and your self-worth. A tricky one sometimes, right? Because this is all about boundaries as well. And, if there's been someone in your life who's stepping on those boundaries, or who you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable with, or a situation you're feeling uncomfortable with, this may well be the week where you actually say, hang on a minute, I don't want to do it this way anymore. And you may find yourself having to stand up for your beliefs. But it's a good thing, because if you do that, then the universe knows what you want as well. And then Mercury and Neptune are working together. So this is where your imagination and your intuition come in. So visualizing your dreams would be good. So that's kind of the same energy as I've just been talking about. Acting on your desires as well. Um, and then later in the week, I think Venus moves into Cancer. So this is all about coming home because Cancerian is the kind of home sign. Like what feels like home? Who feels like home? I really feel like this week you're going to be shown who lights you up, who doesn't light you up, where you want to put your energy, where you don't want to put your energy. Um, there's also a chance this week for kind of deep and meaningful conversations, which could be quite healing. Um, and then on Thursday, we start Gemini season, and Gemini is all about change. So expect change because change is going to happen. If you want it and you're already planning for it, then Gemini will help you with that. If you need a change, or the universe feels like you need change, you may find it coming in anyway. It's also a good time to get curious and playful. And then by Friday, there's something called the Uranus Cassimi, which is when Uranus meets the heart of the sun, and this is breakthrough energy. So there is a lot going on, but the good thing is, I'm feeling quite tired telling you all about it. I'm tired, but I'm excited as well because I feel like a lot of us have been struggling with real clarity, and that includes me. So it may well be there's been lots going on in your life. It may well be that you need to make a change, or your soul knows you need to make a change, but your human self hasn't made that change, or you can't quite see how to do it. So I really feel like this week we're getting a helping hand with that. Okay. Um, so that's good because there's no point staying stuck. And to back this up, the cards that came out of the Lightseers Tarot deck are the World and the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is interesting because these are two major arcana cards. So the wheel is, abundance, things coming full circle. This is one of the most positive cards in the deck, so this is really good. So things happening for you, feeling very positive. Yeah, lots of positive energy going on there. And then the Hanged Man is, seeing things differently, which is what the planets are helping with us this week. So I do believe that some of your problems or issues may well be that you need to see things from a different angle or perspective. And my feeling is your soul already knows the answers. Well, it will, of course. And it's waiting for your human to catch up. So don't worry about all of this. Don't feel like, oh my God, I've got to take loads of action and wait for my clarity to come, hope for my clarity to come in. It's also about almost going slow with it. I know that sounds funny because the planets are encouraging us to take the aligned steps, but sometimes we need to be slow so that we can get the clarity and we can hear our intuition, right? So it's about being slow doesn't mean like not doing anything, and slow can be very purposeful as well, especially if we're really tuning in to what we want. So and what our soul and our intuition is trying to tell us. So whilst you're doing all of this and making the most of these energies, I would also be very deliberate with it. I've got that image, of the tortoise and the hare, and the tortoise winning the race, even though it's slower, because it's taking its time and and all the rest of it. But that's what it feels with this energy as well. Okay, so don't. So this energy could it could make you go not crazy, but it could make you feel like you need to act. And you do to a point, but act as only as long as the clarity that you've got and the guidance you're going to get, and only take the steps that feel right, because what you're doing in this energy of this week is building a foundation for the new version of you. Okay, so that by the time we have the full moon on the 31st, you are really clear, or you're getting really clear. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I'm hoping it makes sense to me as well. I know there's lots of issues in my life where I'm asking for clarity and guidance. Um, and there's a feeling, in certain aspects of my life where my soul knows what's happening and what's next. But my mind is going, are you sure? so, so you may be feeling that too. And I think that might be where the headaches are coming in as well, actually, for lots of us. Yeah, so definitely incoming change, and it's positive, which is nice. Oh, hi, Karen. I feel change, but yeah, there is definitely. Um, so it's good. It's all good. Um, Even if sometimes the change doesn't feel comfortable. In fact, sometimes when we follow our intuition to make change, it's really uncomfortable because it's just based on a knowing, and it can seem odd that we're making that change when it's not like a thought created change, but actually that's the change that is going to make the difference to your life, especially if you've been stuck in something, you know. So I was just going to say, yeah, well, the other thing I was going to say was if you need help with any of this, I offer lots of ways to get clarity, either through an intuitive coaching session with my guides or Akashic Records or Soul Plan. And obviously, if you know anybody or going through a divorce who wants, legal support as well as some healing and coaching and clarity, then send them my way, or at least let them know about me. And then the other thing is, of course, my embodied intuition course starts again on the 4th of June, which is not long now, and I'm super excited. So if you want to jump on that, there's still time. I've got spaces for a few more people, but the doors will be closing soon. All right. So, oh, and don't forget I've got my spirit guide hotline as well. So you can send a question in there too, and I'll channel the answer for you. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say today. But I hope you have a wonderful day, rest of the day. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Do let me know how you're getting on, and I will see you again next week. It's a bank holiday, but yeah, I think I'll be here. Anyway, all right, take care. Bye for now.